Hello, you guys. I'm back for another Facebook Live. Although these videos are now being shared on YouTube and on my blog, really branching out and getting my content across multiple platforms so I can reach more beautiful souls who are looking to create more of an impact with their message and with their online business. If we haven't already met, my name is Chelsey and I am a business coach for coaches and conscious online entrepreneurs who are looking to get their message out there to make an impact in the world, but they need a little help finding their audience. Maybe that's you, and if that's the case, then I'm so glad our paths have crossed. I am also the host of the Soulpreneur Society, a private Facebook group for female entrepreneurs. So come on over and join us there if you are a female coach or you have a service that you offer online. I'd love to have you. Just click the link. Actually, I will just pop the link in the comments right now to come and join us. It's the Soulpreneur Society Facebook group. I can't talk and type, so just give me 1 second. All right, and speaking of which, I want to make sure that this is shared in the group for the lovely ladies over there in the Soulpreneur Society. Just bear with me for 1 moment. And as you're popping on, I'd love to know if you are here live or you're watching the replay. So leave a comment and let me know and just say a quick hello. Yeah, I love to hear from you. Even if you're watching the replay, I pop back in and make sure I answer any questions. Let me just share to the Soulpreneur Society. Facebook's a little bit slow for me at this exact moment. Okay, I think we're all good. Beautiful. Okay, so today's topic is the one skill that you need to master to make signing clients a breeze. Honestly, this is going to help you in so many areas of your business, not just signing clients. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. Yeah, it's a big one. Basically, as humans, it's human nature to want to talk about ourselves. It's like we're so good at it. We're so good at talking about ourselves, and especially in sales conversations, it's like we default into, here's how good my product, my service, my program, whatever it is, here's how good it is, here's what I'm all about, here's how it can help you, blah, 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 and we talk about ourselves. Even though why we showed up in the first place as an entrepreneur, why we have anything to offer is to make a difference in people's lives, to help them, we still turn it around and talk all about ourselves when it comes to selling or even just talking about our programs and services. But here's why that doesn't work. Your services, your programs, your coaching package, whatever it is you're selling, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about your clients, your consumers, your customer. At the end of the day, it's always about them. So if you can turn that around and shift the focus from what you are here to offer and how you can show up and help improve their lives, if you can shift that and make it more about them, you're going to have such an easier time attracting people to your business, signing clients, and making a difference in the world. There is a quote that I really love but it goes, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. So people aren't interested in what you have to offer. They're a lot more interested in why you offer it, and more importantly, what's in it for them. So the solution to this is less talking and more listening. That is the #1 skill to master, to make more sales, to sign more clients, to create better content in your business, to really just show up on a whole new level for the people that you're here to serve. It's to listen. I really want to talk about that in some detail today, about how that's really going to impact your business. So one time I really was shown this firsthand once when I was on an airplane and I was studying at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition at the time in my coaching school. And at the time, they were really driving home in the curriculum, like how important as a coach it is to listen. Because at the end of the day, people just want to feel heard and they want to feel understood and they want to know that you get them. And so I was sitting on this plane. I sat down and this woman sat next to me and she started talking my ear off, like literally from the moment we sat down next to each other. She just talked and talked and talked the whole way. So I thought, okay, here's a good time to practice this whole listening thing. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. She didn't really give me much of a chance because she had a lot to say. But I just sat back and listened, and she literally talked the whole flight to the point where like my neck was sore by the end of the flight from turning my head to look at her. And at the end of the flight, we got off, we were like getting off the plane, and she turns to me and she wanted to exchange contact info. She wanted to get together, go for a coffee or do something when we got back in Calgary, because she thanked me for like how good it was to have a conversation with me, how good it was to talk with me, and how she really felt like we'd formed this really tight connection. And sure, I felt like I knew a lot about her. There was a bit of a connection there, but she did 90% of the talking in that conversation, and I sat back and just listened. Just let her talk, let her be heard, let her be understood. I chimed in when I could, like, you know, like any conversation, but it was majority about just me listening to her, and she loved it. It made such an impact for her. So I always remember that when I come back to this whole listening thing and how important it is to just sometimes keep your mouth shut and let people be heard, let people talk. And those are often the conversations that have the most impact in people's lives because they have that listening ear. So often we get into a conversation and we're so like fixated on what we can say, how we can respond, how we can chime in to, you know, maybe share a similar story that we've been through. Or if it's a sales conversation, we kind of like butt in there any chance we get. Oh, well, this is how I can help you. This is what I have to offer and all of that. So start to really like notice that. Moving forward, maybe you'll start to notice times where you really appreciate when you are being heard and listened to and understood, and how you can show up in that and listen better in your conversations with just people in your lives and with your potential clients. So this whole listening thing is key when it comes to your individual potential clients, like on a sales call, but also in the grand scheme of things in your business. So with your clients, your potential clients, maybe you are on a sales call or you're having a conversation in person about what you offer, people are going to tell you, they're going to drop hints about what they are struggling with and what they need help with. And the more you can ask questions and really get them to elaborate on that, that stuff is gold for you to then be able to frame your offer. First of all, to know if your offering is the right fit for them based on where they're at and what they're struggling with. And if it is, you'll be able to really shape that conversation into, here's how my offering can help specifically what you as an individual are struggling with. So you can, like mirror back, reflect back to them what they've shared with you and use that in like, these are the benefits of my coaching program, my service, my offering. And based on what you've told me, I think we can really help you fill in the blank with their exact words. Like that's gold. That's really good sales strategy and just really good conversational skill. Is to listen and to reflect back what people are sharing with you. And then in the larger sense, in the grand scheme of things, listening to what people are going through, what they're struggling with, what people are looking for help with, whether that's like more broad than just that individual conversation that you might be having, but that bigger picture. It's going to help you create content based on what you know people are out there looking for. It might even help you shape your offerings, especially a lot of you who come to me are new coaches, like just starting out. Maybe you're not 100% clear what you're offering your coaching is going to look like. You can start to include bits and pieces that you learn from listening, from keeping your ear to the ground and hearing what people are struggling with as it relates to what you offer. So how do you do this? There's a few ways. Number one, really easy tool at your fingertips is pop into other Facebook groups where your ideal client hangs out and have a look at what some of the conversations are around what you offer. People are often going to be posting or commenting or sharing about things that they're going through, asking for help, for support. You can start to build those relationships right there in that Facebook group, in other like online communities that you might come across. And even if you don't take it to that step of actually engaging with those people, but if you just take what you're picking up and you use that to shape your marketing, your sales conversations, your offerings, that's huge. And it's right there, like hubs of your ideal clients already exist in other people's communities. So leverage that. Ask questions at the end of your social media posts or your emails or anywhere that you're interacting with your ideal clients. Put a question out there. Ask them, how do you feel about this? What is your experience with this? What can I help you with when it comes to this? And really get that conversation going. But here's a tip. Don't ask them specifically flat out, what's your biggest struggle? What are you struggling with when it comes to whatever? Like really putting them on the spot with where are you stuck? What are you struggling with? Unless you ask this in a private survey or in an email or something like that. Because it's a pretty loaded question. What's your number one struggle? I see people ask this here and there online. And when I get asked this, I'm like, oh, it kind of puts me on the spot. And I'm like, oh, what is my biggest struggle? I don't actually know when I'm put on the spot like that. And I also don't always want to share it out on the public forum. So there's going to be a lot of people like that are like, you're kind of putting them on the spot. They'd be happy to tell you what they're struggling with, but maybe not in that capacity. So speaking of surveys, that is probably my favorite way of listening to my audience, to hearing where people are at, and to coming up with content that's really going to help people. Sending out a survey, putting together a survey, you can use Google Forms, I think it's called. I use a free service called Typeform that I really love. There's lots of ways to create surveys and put them out there for your audience. And to help you with specifically what to ask your audience, I've put together some survey questions that you can use specifically to put together a survey and ask your audience where they're at. You can get a clear picture of what are their struggles, what can you create to help them overcome those obstacles, and you're gonna be able to get your message in front of more people. It's going to land better with your ideal clients because you can start to speak their exact language, use their exact words in what you put out there. So I've created that free resource for you called What to Ask Your Tribe. If you go to chelseabenzel.com/survey-questions, you'll get that free resource sent right to your inbox. They're the exact questions that I use in my market research surveys, my audience surveys. So definitely get your hands on that, chelseabenzel.com/survey-questions, and start to get a better idea of where people are at and how you can help them. At the end of the day, people just want to feel heard and understood, and they want to feel like they're okay exactly where they are, even as they're taking steps forward to improve themselves and to improve their situation. So the more that you listen, the more people are going to feel safe, and they're going to feel empowered, and they're going to feel supported by you, which is going to help to build that relationship with them and to show them that, hey, you're actually here to help them. You actually have their best interest in mind, and you actually want to serve. The more you listen, the more you can show up with more relatable content, the more you can share how you've been in their shoes, you've struggled with the same things that they're struggling with. And that kind of falls under the category of showing them that You're okay. Like, it's okay that you're struggling with this. I've been there too, and here's what I did to overcome that. And again, using their exact words is key. So the more you can really listen, the more you can listen in your one-on-one conversations and in your surveys and whatever that might look like, the more you can use their exact words and the more you can speak directly to them, which is going to help you have more of an impact, sign more clients, and make more money in your business as you make more of an impact. So I want to hear from you. How do you feel about this whole listening thing? And how do you see yourself putting this into practice in your business? I talked about a few ways, like going out into other Facebook groups and seeing what people are talking about, asking questions in your social media posts so you can get that conversation going and get people to tell you exactly what they're looking for, exactly what they want help with, and what you can create for them. Whether that's in terms of your full-on offering or just content that you put out there for free. And I want to know, like, what does that look like? How do you see yourself applying that? Maybe a survey is the right fit for you, which you can't go wrong with putting out a survey, even if you don't have a big audience. If you put it out to your family and friends on Facebook and you say, hey, I'm looking for people who fit this description, who are struggling with whatever it is that you help people with, and put your survey out there and ask people maybe to share it with people who fit the description of your ideal client so that you can get those people filling out your survey and you get a clear picture of where they're at. So to get that free resource, my free survey questions, go to chelseabenzel.com/survey-questions and you can get that free download. And that's all for this week. So I'm really excited to hear your comments, to hear from you. And yeah, let me know how I can help you when it comes to this whole, like, how to listen better, how listening can improve your ability to sign clients, to create better content, to create better relationships with your audience. All right, I will talk to you again soon, loves. Have an amazing day.